Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now think about something you really want in your life. Maybe it's a new job, better health, or a loving relationship. Whatever it is, hold that thought. Feel it. Believe it's possible. Because guess what? In the next 48 hours, you have the power to set things in motion to make it happen. Yes, you heard that right. 48 hours, that's all it takes to start the process of manifesting anything you desire. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds too good to be true. But let me tell you, it's not magic. It's not some far-fetched idea. It's based on how your brain works, how your thoughts shape your reality, and how you can use that knowledge to create real change in your life. Think about it. Every single thing in your life right now, to your job, your relationships, your health, all of it started as a thought in your mind, a simple idea. And from that idea, you took action, made choices, and those choices led you to where you are now. So if your thoughts created your current reality, doesn't it make sense that changing your thoughts can change your future reality? This is where the magic of the next 48 hours comes in. In the next 2 days, you have a chance to rewire your brain to create new neural pathways that align with what you want to manifest. It's like creating a new software program for your mind, one that's designed to attract and create the life you desire. But here's the thing. It's not just about positive thinking. It's not about sitting on your couch wishing for things to happen. It's about combining thought with emotion, with feeling, and then taking inspired action. It's about becoming so clear about what you want that your body starts to believe it's already happened. Let me break it down for you. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's happening in your outer world and what's happening in your inner world. If you can create a thought that's so real, so vivid, that you feel the emotions associated with already having what you want, your brain and body will start to work together to make it a reality. Think about the last time you were really excited about something. Maybe it was a vacation you were planning or a big event you were looking forward to. Remember how you felt that buzz of excitement, that energy running through your body? That's your body responding to a thought, to an imagined future. And that's exactly what we're going to use to manifest what you want in the next 48 hours. Here's how it works. First, you need to get crystal clear on what you want. Not just a vague idea, but a detailed, specific vision. If it's a new job, what exactly does that job look like? What are you doing? How much are you earning? How do you feel when you're at work? The more specific you can be, the better. Next, you need to feel it. And I mean really feel it. Close your eyes and imagine you already have what you want. Feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude. Let those emotions wash over you. This is crucial because your emotions are the language of your body. When you feel the emotion of already having what you want, you're signaling to your body that it's real. Now, here's where most people stop. They think about what they want. They feel good for a moment, and then they go back to their old habits, their old ways of thinking. But not you, not in these next 48 hours. You're going to do something different. You're going to maintain that feeling, that energy throughout your day. Every time you start to slip back into old thought patterns, you're going to catch yourself and bring your mind back to that vision, back to that feeling. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. But it's not just about thinking and feeling. It's about becoming. You need to embody the person who already has what you want. How would that person act? What decisions would they make? What habits would they have? In these next 48 hours, you're going to start living as if you already are that person. This might feel uncomfortable at first. Your old self, your old habits, they're going to try to pull you back. That's normal. That's your brain trying to keep you safe, trying to maintain the status quo. But remember, growth happens outside your comfort zone. So embrace that discomfort. It's a sign that you're changing, that you're growing. Now, let's talk about the power of repetition. In these next 48 hours, you're going to repeat this process over and over. Wake up in the morning, and before you do anything else, spend time visualizing what you want. Feel it. Become it. Then, throughout the day, take moments to check in with yourself. Are you still aligned with that vision? Are you still feeling those emotions? Are you making choices that align with who you want to become? This repetition is key because it's how you create new neural pathways in your brain. Every time you repeat this process, you're strengthening those pathways, making them more dominant. You're literally rewiring your brain to support your new reality. But here's a crucial point. You need to do this with intention and focus. It's not enough to just go through the motions. You need to be fully present, fully engaged in the process. This means eliminating distractions. These next 48 hours, limit your time on social media, watching TV, or engaging in any activities that pull you away from your vision. Instead, use that time to reinforce your new reality. Write about it in a journal. Create a vision board, meditate on it. The more ways you can engage with your vision, the more real it becomes to your brain and body. Now, let's talk about the role of gratitude in this process. Gratitude is like fuel for manifestation. When you're grateful, you're telling the universe, your brain, your body that you have enough, that you're worthy of receiving more. So, in these next 48 hours, practice gratitude relentlessly. Be thankful for what you have now and be thankful for what's coming. But don't just think about gratitude, feel it. Let it fill your body. Let it overflow. This feeling of gratitude will align you with the frequency of abundance, making you a magnet for more good things in your life. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I don't see results in 48 hours? Here's the thing. Manifestation isn't always instant. Sometimes the results are immediate and sometimes they take time. But what you're doing in these 48 hours is setting things in motion. You're planting seeds that will grow into your desired reality. Think of it like this. If you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see the plant immediately, but you trust that if you water it, give it sunlight, and nurture it, it will grow. This is the same process. You're planting seeds in your subconscious mind, and with the right care and attention, they will grow into your reality. So don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Trust the process. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring you what you desire. Your job is to maintain that positive energy, that belief, that certainty that what you want is on its way. Now, let's talk about action. Manifestation isn't just about thinking and feeling. It's also about doing. In these next 48 hours, you need to take inspired action towards your goals. This doesn't mean forcing things or pushing too hard. It means listening to your intuition, following the nudges and ideas that come to you. Maybe you'll feel inspired to reach out to someone who could help you with your goals. Maybe you'll have an idea for a new project, whatever it is. Act on it. These inspired actions are the universe's way of guiding you towards your desires. Remember, the universe can only work with what you give it. If you're sitting at home, not taking any action, not putting yourself out there, you're limiting the ways in which your desires can manifest. So be brave. Take risks. Step out of your comfort zone. These actions, combined with your thoughts and feelings, create a powerful force for manifestation. Now, let's address something important: resistance. As you go through these next 48 hours, you might encounter resistance. Old doubts might creep in. You might hear that little voice in your head saying, this won't work or you're not good enough. This is normal. It's your old self trying to keep you safe, trying to maintain the status quo. But here's the thing. That resistance is actually a good sign. It means you're pushing against your old boundaries, expanding your comfort zone. So when you feel that resistance, don't fight it. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you. And then gently remind yourself of your vision, of what you're trying to create. This is where meditation can be incredibly powerful. In these next 48 hours, take time to meditate, not just once, but several times a day if you can. Use this time to quiet your mind, to disconnect from the outside world and reconnect with your inner self. This is where you'll find your power, your clarity, your certainty. During your meditation, visualize your desired outcome. See it in vivid detail. Feel the emotions associated with having what you want. Let those emotions fill your body. This is how you create coherence between your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical body. This coherence is what makes manifestation possible. Now, let's talk about the power of your words. In these next 48 hours, pay close attention to what you say. Your words have power. They shape your reality. So speak as if you already have what you want. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I'm successful. Instead of saying, I hope this works, say, this is working. This might feel strange at first, like you're lying to yourself. But remember, you're not lying. You're speaking your new reality into existence, and the more you do it, the more natural it will feel. Also, be mindful of the stories you tell yourself and others. Are you constantly talking about your problems, your limitations, your fears? If so, you're reinforcing those realities. Instead, tell stories of possibility, of success, of growth. Talk about your vision as if it's already happened. This is how you start to shift your reality. Now, let's address something that often holds people back: the need for perfection. In these next 48 hours, let go of the idea that everything needs to be perfect. Perfectionism is often just fear in disguise. It's fear of not being good enough, fear of failure, fear of judgment. But here's the truth: perfection doesn't exist. And waiting for perfect conditions before you take action is just another form of procrastination. So in these next 48 hours, embrace imperfection. Take imperfect action. Make imperfect progress, because imperfect progress is still progress. Remember, the universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be authentic, to be committed, to be open to receiving. So let go of the need to control every detail. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust that if you do your part, if you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desires, the universe will meet you halfway. Now, let's talk about the power of your environment. In these next 48 hours, surround yourself with things that support your vision. If you're manifesting financial abundance, surround yourself with symbols of wealth. If you're manifesting a loving relationship, surround yourself with images and symbols of love. This isn't about being materialistic, it's about creating an environment that supports your new reality. Your environment shapes your thoughts and feelings. So make sure your environment is aligned with what you want to manifest. This also applies to the people you surround yourself with. In these next 48 hours, try to spend time with people who support your vision, who believe in you, who lift you up. Limit your exposure to negative people or those who doubt your abilities. Remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Now, let's address a common misconception about manifestation. Some people think it's about forcing things to happen, about controlling every aspect of the outcome, but that's not how it works. True manifestation is about co-creating with the universe. It's about setting your intention, aligning your energy, and then being open to how it unfolds. In these next 48 hours, practice surrender. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means trusting that the universe knows the best way to bring you what you desire. It might not happen exactly as you imagine, but it will happen in a way that's for your highest good. So set your intention, do the work we've talked about, and then let go. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring you what you desire. This surrender, this trust is what allows miracles to happen. Now, let's talk about the power of your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe something is possible, you'll act in ways that make it possible. If you believe something is impossible, you'll act in ways that make it impossible. So in these next 48 hours, examine your beliefs. Are they supporting your vision or holding you back? If you find limiting beliefs, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is it just something I've been told or assumed? Replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Choose to believe in your ability to manifest what you desire. Choose to believe in your worthiness to receive good things. Remember, your beliefs are just thoughts you've thought over and over until they feel true. So if you can change your thoughts, you can change your beliefs. And if you can change your beliefs, you can change your reality. Now, let's address something that often trips people up: the how. Many people get stuck because they can't figure out how their desire will manifest. But here's the thing. You don't need to know your job is to focus on the what and the why. The universe will take care of the how. Think about it. If you knew exactly how everything in your life was going to unfold, where would be the magic? Where would be the growth? So in these next 48 hours, let go of the need to figure everything out. Focus on what you want and why you want it. Trust that the how will reveal itself at the perfect time. This doesn't mean you shouldn't plan or take action, but it means being open to unexpected opportunities, to synchronicities, to miracles. Some of the best things in life come in unexpected packages, so be open to receiving your desire in ways you might not have imagined. Now, let's talk about the power of your attention. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and energy flows where attention goes. So in these next 48 hours, be mindful of where you're placing your attention. Are you focusing on what you want or on what you don't want? Are you focusing on possibilities or on problems? Train yourself to focus on what you want. When you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, gently redirect your attention to what you do want. This takes practice, but it's a skill that will serve you well in all areas of your life. Remember, your mind is like a garden. The thoughts you focus on are the seeds you plant. So plant good seeds, plant seeds of possibility, of growth, of abundance, and then nurture those seeds with your attention and your positive emotions. Now, let's address something that often holds people back: the fear of disappointment. Some people are afraid to fully commit to their vision because they're afraid of being disappointed if it doesn't happen. But here's the truth. By holding back, by not fully committing, you're actually increasing the chances of disappointment. Think about it. If you only half believe in your ability to manifest, if you're constantly doubting and second-guessing yourself, how can you expect the universe to fully support you? The universe responds to your energy. If your energy is hesitant and doubtful, that's what you'll attract. So in these next 48 hours, commit fully to your vision. Believe in it wholeheartedly. Even if you've been disappointed in the past, choose to believe that this time is different. Choose to believe that you have the power to create your reality. Remember, every setback, every disappointment is just feedback. It's the universe showing you what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be learned. So don't fear disappointment. Embrace it as part of the journey, as a stepping stone to your success. Now, let's talk about the power of your identity. Who you believe yourself to be shapes everything in your life. Your actions, your choices, your results, they all stem from your identity. So in these next 48 hours, start to embody the identity of someone who already has what you want to manifest. If you want to manifest financial abundance, start thinking, feeling, and acting like someone who is financially abundant. If you want to manifest a loving relationship, start embodying the qualities of someone who is in a loving relationship. This isn't about pretending or being fake. It's about aligning your identity with your desires. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts and creates. You're not stuck with the identity you've had up until now. You have the power to choose who you want to be. So choose an identity that aligns with your vision and then live from that place. Now, let's address something that often trips people up: the opinions of others. In these next 48 hours, you might encounter people who doubt your vision, who question your ability to manifest what you want. This is normal. Not everyone will understand or support your journey. But here's the thing: their opinions don't define your reality. Only you have the power to do that. So don't let the doubts or skepticism of others shake your belief. Stay focused on your vision. Stay committed to your process. Remember, some of the greatest achievements in history were once thought impossible. Every innovation, every breakthrough was once just a dream in someone's mind. So don't let anyone tell you what's possible or impossible for you. You are the author of your own story. In these next 48 hours, surround yourself with supportive people if you can, but if you can't, that's okay too. You have the strength within you to stay committed to your vision, even if you're the only one who believes in it right now. Now, let's talk about the power of your physical state. Your body and mind are deeply connected. How you hold yourself, how you breathe, how you move, all of this affects your thoughts and emotions. And remember, your thoughts and emotions are key to manifestation. So in these next 48 hours, pay attention to your physical state. Stand tall, breathe deeply, move with purpose. Smile even if you don't feel like it at first. These physical changes can shift your emotional state, raising your energy and aligning you more closely with what you want to manifest. Try this right now. Stand up if you can. Take a deep breath, straighten your spine, lift your chin, put a smile on your face. Feel the shift in your energy. This is the posture of someone who is confident, someone who believes in their ability to create their reality. Embody this as much as you can over the next 48 hours. Now, let's address something that often holds people back: the fear of success. It might sound strange, but many people are actually afraid of achieving their goals. They're afraid of the changes success might bring, afraid of the responsibility, afraid of outgrowing their current relationships. If you find this fear coming up in the next 48 hours, acknowledge it. It's normal, but then remind yourself that you are capable of handling success. You are worthy of it, and any changes it brings will ultimately be for your highest good. Remember, the universe wants you to succeed. It wants you to grow, to expand, to become the best version of yourself. So align yourself with that truth. Embrace the possibility of success, of growth, of positive change. Now, let's talk about the power of forgiveness. This might seem unrelated to manifestation, but it's actually crucial. Holding on to resentment, anger, or hurt ties up your energy. It keeps you focused on the past instead of the future you're trying to create. So in these next 48 hours, practice forgiveness. Forgive others who have hurt you. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. This doesn't mean you're condoning harmful actions. It means you're freeing yourself from the burden of negative emotions, allowing yourself to focus fully on your vision. Remember, forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. It's about freeing up your energy so you can direct it towards what you want to create. Now, let's address something that often comes up when people start this process: the fear of judgment. You might worry about what others will think if you start acting as if you already have what you want. You might fear being seen as delusional or arrogant. But here's the thing: what others think of you is none of your business. Your only job is to stay true to your vision, to keep aligning yourself with what you want to create. The opinions of others don't define your reality unless you let them. So in these next 48 hours, practice being unapologetic about your vision. Practice being bold in your beliefs. The more confident and certain you are, the more you'll inspire others. And who knows, you might even inspire them to start manifesting their own dreams. Now, let's talk about the power of your habits. Your daily habits shape your reality more than you might realize. So in these next 48 hours, start implementing habits that align with your vision. If you're manifesting better health, start eating healthier foods and exercising, even if it's just for a few minutes. If you're manifesting financial abundance, start managing your money more consciously, even if it's just tracking your spending. These new habits might feel uncomfortable at first. That's okay. Remember, discomfort is a sign of growth. Embrace it. Each time you choose a new aligned habit over an old misaligned one, you're rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that support your vision. Now, let's address something that often trips people up: the need for constant positivity. Some people think that to manifest effectively, they need to be positive all the time. But that's not true, and it's not sustainable. It's okay to have negative emotions. It's okay to have doubts or fears. What matters is how you respond to these feelings. In these next 48 hours, when negative emotions come up, don't try to push them away. Instead, acknowledge them, feel them fully, and then choose to return your focus to your vision. Remember, emotions are just energy in motion. By allowing yourself to feel them fully, you allow that energy to move through you and dissipate. This is much more effective than trying to suppress your feelings, which only keeps that energy stuck. Now, let's talk about the power of your imagination. Your imagination is one of your most powerful tools for manifestation. It's the bridge between your current reality and the reality you want to create. So in these next 48 hours, use your imagination deliberately. Don't just think about what you want, really imagine it. Use all your senses. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? The more vivid and detailed your imagination, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Try this. You close your eyes and imagine yourself already having what you want. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's with you? How do you feel? Make it as real as possible in your mind. Do this several times over the next 48 hours. Each time, it will become more real, more believable to your subconscious mind. Now, let's address something that often holds people back: the fear of letting go of the old. To manifest something new, you often need to let go of something old. This could be old beliefs, old habits, old relationships, and this can be scary. But remember, nature abhors a vacuum. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you create space for what you truly desire. So in these next 48 hours, be willing to let go, be willing to release anything that doesn't align with your vision. This doesn't mean you need to make drastic changes overnight. It means being open to change, being willing to step out of your comfort zone. Trust that anything you need to let go of is making way for something better. Now let's talk about the power of your words. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth emphasizing. Your words have incredible power. They shape your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately your reality. So in these next 48 hours, pay close attention to your words. Speak as if you already have what you want. Use positive, empowering language. Instead of saying, I hope this works, say this is working. Instead of saying, I'll try, say I will. This isn't about denying reality. It's about choosing words that align you with your desired reality. It's about using language that empowers you rather than limits you. Now, let's address something that often comes up: the fear of asking for what you want. Many people feel uncomfortable or unworthy of asking for what they truly desire. They settle for less, thinking they don't deserve more. But here's the truth: the universe wants to give you what you want. It's abundant, infinite. There's more than enough for everyone. So in these next 48 hours, practice asking for what you truly want. Be bold in your requests. Be specific. Don't settle for less than what you truly desire. You're not taking anything away from anyone else by manifesting your desires. In fact, when you live your best life, you inspire others to do the same. Your success doesn't diminish anyone else's. It adds to the collective good. Now, let's talk about the power of your focus. Where you place your focus determines what expands in your life. So in these next 48 hours, be very intentional about where you place your focus. Focus on what's working in your life, not what isn't. Focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. Focus on the opportunities, not the obstacles. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or challenges. It means giving more of your mental and emotional energy to what you want to create. Try next. For the next 48 hours, whenever you catch yourself focusing on what you don't want, consciously shift your focus to what you do want. It might feel challenging at first, but with practice, it will become second nature. Now, let's address something that often trips people up: the need for immediate results. In our fast-paced world, we're used to instant gratification, but manifestation doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the results are immediate, and sometimes they take time. So, in these next 48 hours, practice patience, trust the process. Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Your job is to stay aligned with your vision, to keep your energy high, to keep taking inspired action. The universe will take care of the rest. Remember, just because you can't see results doesn't mean nothing is happening. Often, the biggest changes start happening beneath the surface, like a seed germinating underground before it sprouts. Now, let's talk about the power of your intuition. Your intuition is your inner guidance system. It's the voice of your higher self, always guiding you towards your highest good. In these next 48 hours, practice listening to your intuition. When you get a hunch or a gut feeling, pay attention. When you feel drawn to do something or go somewhere, follow that impulse. Your intuition is often the universe's way of guiding you towards what you're trying to manifest. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to making decisions solely based on logic. But remember, your intuition has access to information that your conscious mind doesn't. Trust it. Now, let's address something that often holds people back: the fear of taking action. Some people think that manifestation is all about thinking and feeling, and that the universe will just drop what they want into their lap. But that's not how it works. Manifestation requires inspired action. You need to meet the universe halfway. So in these next 48 hours, be willing to take action towards your goals, even if they're small steps, even if you're not sure they'll lead anywhere. Action creates momentum, and momentum is key to manifestation. Remember, it's okay if you don't know exactly what to do. Start with what you do know. Take the first step, and the next step will reveal itself. Now, let's talk about the power of your energy. Everything in the universe is energy, including you, and energy attracts like energy. So if you want to manifest something, you need to match its energy. In these next 48 hours, focus on raising your energy. Do things that make you feel good. Spend time in nature. Listen to uplifting music. Engage in activities that bring you joy. The higher your energy, the more aligned you are with what you want to manifest. Remember, your energy is contagious. When you're in a high energy state, you not only attract good things to yourself, but you also positively impact those around you. Now, let's address something that often comes up: the fear of not being enough. Many people struggle with feelings of unworthiness or inadequacy. They think they need to be more, do more, or have more before they can manifest what they want. But here's the truth: you are enough, exactly as you are. You don't need to change who you are to be worthy of your desires. You just need to align your energy with what you want. So in these next 48 hours, practice self-acceptance. Embrace all parts of yourself, even the parts you think are flawed. Remember, it's your uniqueness that makes you powerful. It's your authenticity that allows you to manifest in a way that no one else can. Now, let's talk about the power of your expectations. Your expectations shape your reality more than you might realize. If you expect good things to happen, you're more likely to notice and take advantage of opportunities. If you expect things to go wrong, you're more likely to focus on and magnify problems. So, in these next 48 hours, consciously choose positive expectations. Expect good things to happen. Expect your manifestation to work. Expect the universe to support you. This isn't about being naive or ignoring potential challenges. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers you and aligns you with what you want to create. Remember, your expectations are often self-fulfilling prophecies. So choose them wisely. Now, let's address something that often trips people up: the comparison trap. In this age of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your life, your progress, your manifestations to others. But this comparison only serves to lower your energy and distract you from your own path. So in these next 48 hours, practice staying focused on your own journey. Remember, everyone's path is unique. What works for someone else might not work for you, and vice versa. Trust your own process. Trust your own timing. Remember, the only person you need to be better than is who you were yesterday. Focus on your own growth, your own progress, your own manifestations. Now, as we near the end of this journey, let's talk about the power of your commitment. Manifestation isn't a one-time event. It's a way of life. It's a commitment to continually aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with what you want to create. So as these 48 hours come to a close, commit to continuing this practice. Commit to staying aligned with your vision, even when it's challenging. Commit to taking inspired action, even when you're unsure. Commit to trusting the process, even when you can't see results yet. Remember, manifestation is not about forcing things to happen. It's about aligning yourself with what you want and then allowing it to come to you in its own perfect way and time. In these final moments, take a deep breath, feel the power within you, Feel your connection to the infinite possibilities of the universe. Know that you have everything you need within you to manifest your desires. You are the creator of your reality. You have the power to shape your life, to manifest your dreams, to create the reality you desire. And it all starts with these next 48 hours. So go forth with confidence. Go forth with faith in yourself and in the universe. Go forth knowing that you are supported, that you are worthy, that you are powerful beyond measure. Your new reality awaits. It's time to step into it. It's time to become the person you've always known you could be. It's time to manifest your dreams into reality. The next 40 hours are yours. Make them count. Make them powerful. Make them the beginning of the life you've always dreamed of. You've got this. Now go make it happen. Think about this for a moment. What if everything in your life always worked out? How would you feel? How would you act? What kind of person would you be? This isn't just a fun thought experiment. It's a powerful way to change your life. When you act as if everything always works out for you, you start to create that reality. You become the kind of person who attracts success, happiness, and fulfillment. Let's talk about why this works. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you vividly imagine. When you act as if everything works out, your brain starts to believe it. And when your brain believes something, it starts looking for evidence to support that belief. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly noticed the same model everywhere? That's your brain's reticular activating system at work. It filters information based on what you focus on. When you focus on things working out, your brain starts to notice all the ways things are working out for you. But it goes even deeper than that. When you truly believe and act as if everything works out, you change your energy. You start to vibrate at a higher frequency, and that energy attracts similar energy. It's like tuning a radio to a specific station. When you're tuned to the frequency of success and positivity, that's what you receive. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what about when things go wrong? What about when I face challenges or setbacks? Here's the key: even those challenges and setbacks are working out for you. There are opportunities for growth, learning, and becoming an even better version of yourself. When you act as if everything works out, you approach challenges differently. Instead of feeling defeated or discouraged, you ask yourself, how is this working out for me? What can I learn from this? How can I use this to become even better? This mindset turns every experience into a stepping stone towards your goals. Let's talk about the power of your thoughts. Every thought you have creates a biochemical reaction in your body. Negative thoughts create stress hormones that make you feel bad. Positive thoughts create feel-good chemicals that boost your mood and energy. When you act as if everything works out, you're consistently creating positive thoughts. You're literally changing your body's chemistry. But it's not just about feeling good. These positive thoughts and emotions change your body at a cellular level. They influence your genes, turning on genes that promote health and turning off genes that cause disease. You're not just thinking your way to success. You're thinking your way to better health and longevity. Now, let's get practical. How do you start acting as if everything always works out for you? It starts with your morning. When you wake up, before you even open your eyes, take a moment to feel grateful. Feel as if your day is already perfect. Imagine everything going smoothly, people responding positively to you, opportunities coming your way. As you go through your day, catch yourself whenever you start to worry or doubt. Stop and ask yourself, if I knew this was all working out perfectly, how would I feel? How would I act? Then do that. Act as if you know it's all working out. When you face a challenge, instead of getting stressed, get excited. Say to yourself, this is going to be great. I can't wait to see how this works out for me. This simple shift in perspective can change everything. Remember, your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Each moment is a chance to act as if everything is working out. Each decision, each action, each thought is creating your future. So make those thoughts, decisions, and actions align with the belief that everything always works out for you. Let's talk about the concept of the quantum field. This is the field of all possibilities. In every moment, there are infinite potential outcomes. When you act as if everything always works out, you're tapping into that field. You're aligning yourself with the best possible outcomes. Think about it like this. Imagine you're in a dark room full of furniture. If you believe the room is dangerous, you'll move cautiously, bumping into things, maybe even hurting yourself. But if you believe the room is safe and everything will work out, you'll move confidently. You might still bump into things, but you'll see those bumps as guidance helping you navigate towards your goal. That's what life is like. When you believe everything works out, you move through life with confidence. You see setbacks as guidance, redirecting you towards even better outcomes. You become unstoppable because you know that no matter what happens, it's all working out for you. Now, this doesn't mean you become passive. Quite the opposite. When you truly believe everything works out, you become more active. You take more risks because you know they'll work out. You pursue bigger goals because you know you'll achieve them. You become bolder, more creative, more innovative. Think about the most successful people you know. Chances are they act as if everything always works out for them. They have an unwavering belief in their ability to succeed. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They expect good things to happen. And guess what? Good things do happen to them, but not special. They don't have some magical power that you don't have. The only difference is their belief and their actions based on that belief. And that's something you can cultivate too. Start small. Pick one area of your life and act as if everything always works out in that area. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your relationships, maybe it's your health. Whatever area you choose, commit to acting as if everything always works out in that area for the next 30 days. Watch what happens. Notice how your feelings change. Notice how your actions change. Notice how the world around you starts to change. It might be subtle at first, but if you pay attention, you'll start to see shifts. As you see these shifts, your belief will grow stronger. And as your belief grows stronger, you'll see even bigger shifts. It's a positive feedback loop that can completely transform your life. Now, let's talk about the power of your imagination. Your imagination is one of the most powerful tools you have. When you vividly imagine things working out, you're programming your subconscious mind. You're creating neural pathways that support your new belief. Try this and close your eyes and vividly imagine your perfect day. See yourself waking up full of energy. Imagine everything going smoothly. Picture people responding positively to you. Feel the joy and satisfaction of everything working out perfectly. Make it as real as possible in your mind. Do this every day, and you'll start to notice changes in your real life. You'll find yourself naturally acting in ways that bring about that perfect day. You'll make decisions that lead to things working out. You'll attract people and opportunities that align with your vision. This isn't magic. It's neuroscience. You're literally rewiring your brain to support your new belief that everything always works out for you. But here's where many people get stuck. They try this for a day or two, don't see immediate results, and give up. Remember, you're undoing years, maybe decades of programming. It takes time and consistency to create lasting change. Then commit to acting as if everything always works out for at least 30 days. Stick with it even when it feels uncomfortable or unnatural, even when your old habits and beliefs try to creep back in, especially then, because that's when the real transformation happens. Think about learning a new skill, like playing an instrument. At first, it feels awkward and unnatural. Your fingers don't cooperate. The sounds you make are far from music, but if you stick with it, eventually it becomes natural. You can play without thinking about it. Your fingers know where to go. The music flows through you. That's what happens when you consistently act as if everything always works out. At first, it might feel forced or fake. You might feel like you're just pretending, but if you stick with it, it becomes your natural state. It becomes who you are. And when it becomes who you are, that's when miracles start to happen. That's when you start to create the life of your dreams. That's when you become unstoppable. Now, let's address a common misconception. Acting as if everything always works out doesn't mean ignoring problems or living in denial. It doesn't mean pretending bad things don't happen. It means approaching every situation, good or bad, with the belief that it's ultimately working out for your highest good. When you face a problem, instead of getting stressed or discouraged, you get curious. You ask, how is this working out for me? What can I learn from this? How can I use this to become even better? This approach turns every problem into an opportunity for growth. Think about some of the biggest successes in your life. Chances are many of them came after setbacks or failures. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted, but that led you to start your own business. Maybe a relationship ended, but that freed you to meet your true love. Maybe you faced a health challenge that inspired you to completely transform your lifestyle. When you act as if everything always works out, you start to see these connections. You start to trust the process of life. You develop a deep knowing that everything is happening for you, not to you. This trust allows you to take bigger risks. It allows you to pursue your dreams without fear of failure. Because even if things don't go as planned, you know it's all working out for you. You know that every experience is leading you to something even better. Let's talk about the power of your words. The words you speak are like instructions to the universe. When you say things like, nothing ever works out for me, or I always have bad luck, you're programming yourself for failure. You're telling your brain to look for evidence that things don't work out. But when you say everything always works out for me, or I'm so lucky, good things always happen to me, you're programming yourself for success. You're instructing your brain to look for evidence that things are working out. Start paying attention to your words. Catch yourself when you speak negatively and consciously choose to rephrase things positively. Instead of saying, I hope this works out, say, I know this is working out perfectly. Instead of saying, I'm worried about this, say, I'm excited to see how this works out for me. This isn't about denying your feelings. If you feel worried or anxious, acknowledge those feelings, but then choose to shift your perspective. Choose to believe that even though you feel worried, everything is still working out for you. Now, let's talk about action. Acting as if everything always works out isn't about sitting back and waiting for good things to happen. It's about taking inspired action from a place of trust and positivity. When you truly believe everything is working out for you, you become more proactive. You see opportunities everywhere. You're more willing to step out of your comfort zone because you trust that it will all work out. Think about a time when you were absolutely certain about something. Maybe you knew without a doubt that you would ace a test or get a particular job. How did you act? Chances are you were confident, focused, and took bold action. That's how you want to approach every aspect of your life. Act as if your success is inevitable. Act as if the universe is conspiring in your favor. Act as if everything you touch turns to gold. This mindset will inspire you to take massive action towards your goals. But here's the key from the outcome. Trust that whatever happens is for your highest good. This detachment frees you from stress and anxiety. It allows you to enjoy the journey knowing that it's all working out perfectly. Now, let's address another important point. Acting as if everything always works out doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or setbacks. It doesn't mean everything will always go smoothly. What it means is that you approach every situation, good or bad, with the belief that it's ultimately for your benefit. When you face a challenge, instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Think, how is this happening for me? This simple shift in perspective can change everything. It turns problems into opportunities. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. Remember, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. When you ask empowering questions, you get empowering answers. When you ask, how is this working out for me? Your brain starts looking for answers. It starts finding ways that the situation is benefiting you. This doesn't mean you ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. It means you approach problems with a solution-focused mindset. You believe that there's a solution and that you have the resources to find it. You trust that even if you can't see how it's working out right now, it will become clear in time. Think about some of the biggest challenges you've faced in your life. Looking back, can you see how they worked out for you? Maybe they made you stronger. Maybe they taught you valuable lessons. Maybe they led you to where you are now. When you act as if everything always works out, you're able to see these benefits in real time. You don't have to wait years to understand how a challenge benefited you. You can see it and appreciate it as it's happening. This perspective also allows you to stay calm and centered in the face of adversity. Instead of getting stressed or panicked, you can remain grounded in the knowledge that it's all working out. This calmness allows you to think clearly and make better decisions. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect of this mindset. When you act as if everything always works out for you, you become a beacon of positivity. You inspire others around you. Your energy is contagious. Think about someone you know who always seems to have things work out for them. How do you feel when you're around them? Chances are their positivity and confidence rub off on you. You feel more optimistic and empowered when you're in their presence. That's the kind of person you become when you adopt this mindset. You become someone who lifts others up, someone who inspires confidence and hope in others. You become a force for good in the world. And as you inspire others, you create a positive feedback loop. The more you uplift others, the more others uplift you. The more you put out positive energy, the more positive energy you receive. It's like you're creating a field of positivity around you that keeps expanding. Let's talk about the power of gratitude in this process. When you act as if everything always works out, you naturally become more grateful. You start to appreciate everything in your life, even the challenges, because you know it's all working out for you. This gratitude amplifies your positive energy. It makes you more magnetic to good things. The more grateful you are, the more things you find to be grateful for. It's another positive feedback loop that keeps growing. Try then. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that worked out for you that day. They can be big things or small things. The point is to train your brain to notice how things are working out for you. As you do this consistently, you'll start to notice more and more things working out for you. Your brain will become wired to look for the positive, and what you focus on expands. Now, let's talk about patience and trust. Acting as if everything always works out requires patience. It requires trust in the process of life. Sometimes things might not work out immediately or in the way you expected, but that doesn't mean they're not working out. Think of it like planting a seed when you plant a seed. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust that if you've planted it in good soil, given it water and sunlight, it will grow in its own time. Your dreams and goals are like seeds. When you act as if everything always works out, you're planting those seeds in fertile soil. You're nurturing them with your positive energy and inspired action. Trust that they will grow and manifest in the perfect time. This trust allows you to enjoy the journey. Instead of constantly worrying about the future or stressing about whether things will work out, you can relax and appreciate the present moment. You can find joy in the process of becoming, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Remember, life is not about reaching a destination. It's about who you become along the way. When you act as if everything always works out, you become someone who is confident, positive, and resilient. You become someone who inspires others and makes a positive impact on the world. So, how do you maintain this mindset when faced with setbacks or disappointments? It's all about perspective. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of seeing it as a failure, see it as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How is this preparing me for something even better? This perspective turns every experience into a growth opportunity. It allows you to fail forward, to use every setback as a setup for a comeback. It keeps you in a state of constant growth and evolution. Think about some of the most successful people in history. They all faced setbacks and failures, but what set them apart was their ability to maintain a positive mindset. They acted as if everything was always working out for them, even in the face of adversity. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of someone who believes everything is always working out. Every failure is just a step closer to success. Now, let's talk about the power of visualization in this process. When you act as if everything always works out, you're essentially living from the end. You're embodying the version of yourself who has already achieved your dreams. Take some time each day to visualize your ideal life. See yourself living as if everything is already worked out perfectly. Feel the emotions of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. Make it as vivid and real as possible in your mind. This visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind. When you vividly imagine your ideal life, your brain starts to believe it's real. It starts to create neural pathways that support that reality. As you do this consistently, you'll find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your vision. You'll make decisions that lead you towards your ideal life. You'll attract people and opportunities that resonate with your vision. Remember, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's vividly imagined and what's real. By consistently visualizing your ideal life, you're training your brain to create that reality. Now, let's talk about the power of your emotions in this process. When you act as if everything always works out, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your emotional state. The actions are energy in motion. They have a frequency, a vibration. When you feel positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and excitement, you're vibrating at a high frequency, and that high frequency attracts more high frequency experiences into your life. Think about a time when you were in a really good mood. Didn't it seem like good things just kept happening? Maybe people were extra friendly, or you had a streak of good luck. That's because your positive emotional state was attracting positive experiences. And on the flip side, when you're in a negative emotional state, you tend to attract more negative experiences. It's like you're tuned into the negative channel of life. When you act as if everything always works out, you're deliberately choosing to tune into the positive channel. You're choosing to vibrate at a higher frequency. And as you do this consistently, you start to create a new baseline emotional state. This doesn't mean you never feel negative emotions. It means you don't let those negative emotions define your reality. When you feel fear, doubt, or worry, you acknowledge those feelings, but then choose to shift back to the belief that everything is working out for you. Let's talk about the role of action in this process. Acting as if everything always works out isn't about passive wishful thinking. It's about inspired action. When you truly believe everything is working out for you, you become more proactive. You take bold actions towards your goals because you trust that it will all work out. You're willing to step out of your comfort zone because you know that's where growth happens. Think about it this way. If you knew with absolute certainty that everything would work out perfectly, what actions would you take? What risks would you be willing to take? How would you show up in the world? Start taking those actions now. Act as if you already have the success you desire. Act as if you're already living your dream life. This isn't about pretending or faking it. It's about aligning your actions with your highest vision for yourself. Remember, your actions are a reflection of your beliefs. When you act as if everything always works out, you're reinforcing that belief with every action you take. Now, let's address a common misconception. Acting as if everything always works out doesn't mean you ignore problems or live in denial. It doesn't mean you never experience setbacks or challenges. What it means is that you approach every situation, good or bad, with the belief that it's ultimately working out for your highest good. It means you trust the process of life even when you can't see how things are working out in the moment. When you face a challenge, instead of getting discouraged, get curious. Ask yourself, how is this working out for me? What can I learn from this? How is this preparing me for something even better? This perspective turns every challenge into an opportunity for growth. It allows you to find the silver lining in every cloud. It keeps you in a state of constant evolution and improvement. Think about some of the biggest breakthroughs in your life. Chances are many of them came after periods of challenge or struggle. Maybe you lost a job, but that led you to start your own business. Maybe a relationship ended, but that freed you to meet your soulmate. Maybe you faced a health crisis that inspired you to completely transform your lifestyle. When you act as if everything always works out, you start to see these connections in real time. You don't have to wait years to understand how a challenge benefited you. You can see it and appreciate it as it's happening. This perspective also allows you to stay calm and centered in the face of adversity. Instead of getting stressed or panicked, you can remain grounded in the knowledge that it's all working out. This calmness allows you to think clearly and make better decisions. Let's talk about the power of your words in this process. The words you speak are like instructions to the universe. They shape your reality. When you say things like nothing ever works out for me or I always have bad luck, you're programming yourself for failure. You're telling your brain to look for evidence that things don't work out. But when you say everything always works out for me or I'm so lucky, good things always happen to me, you're programming yourself for success. You're instructing your brain to look for evidence that things are working out. Start paying attention to your words. Catch yourself when you speak negatively and consciously choose to rephrase things positively. Instead of saying, I hope this works out, say, I know this is working out perfectly. Instead of saying, I'm worried about this, say, I'm excited to see how this works out for me. This isn't about denying your feelings. If you feel worried or anxious, acknowledge those feelings. But then choose to shift your perspective. Choose to believe that even though you feel worried, everything is still working out for you. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect of this mindset. When you act as if everything always works out for you, you become a beacon of positivity. You inspire others around you. Your energy is contagious. Think about someone you know who always seems to have things work out for them. How do you feel when you're around them? Chances are their positivity and confidence rub off on you. You feel more optimistic and empowered when you're in their presence. That's the kind of person you become when you adopt this mindset. You become someone who lifts others up, someone who inspires confidence and hope in others. You become a force for good in the world. And as you inspire others, you create a positive feedback loop. The more you uplift others, the more others uplift you. The more you put out positive energy, the more positive energy you receive. It's like you're creating a field of positivity around you that keeps expanding. Let's talk about the power of gratitude in this process. When you act as if everything always works out, you naturally become more grateful. You start to appreciate everything in your life, even the challenges, because you know it's all working out for you. This gratitude amplifies your positive energy. It makes you more magnetic to good things. The more grateful you are, the more things you find to be grateful for. It's another positive feedback loop that keeps growing. Try this. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that worked out for you that day. They can be big things or small things. The point is to train your brain to notice how things are working out for you. As you do this consistently, you'll start to notice more and more things working out for you. Your brain will become wired to look for the positive, and what you focus on expands. Now, let's talk about patience and trust. Acting as if everything always works out requires patience. It requires trust in the process of life. Sometimes things might not work out immediately or in the way you expected, but that doesn't mean they're not working out. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust that if you've planted it in good soil, given it water and sunlight, it will grow in its own time. Your dreams and goals are like seeds. When you act as if everything always works out, you're planting those seeds in fertile soil. You're nurturing them with your positive energy and inspired action. Trust that they will grow and manifest in the perfect time. This trust allows you to enjoy the journey. Instead of constantly worrying about the future or stressing about whether things will work out, you can relax and appreciate the present moment. You can find joy in the process of becoming, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Remember, life is not about reaching a destination. It's about who you become along the way. When you act as if everything always works out, you become someone who is confident, positive, and resilient. You become someone who inspires others and makes a positive impact on the world. So, how do you maintain this mindset when faced with setbacks or disappointments? It's all about perspective. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of seeing it as a failure, see it as feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How is this preparing me for something even better? This perspective turns every experience into a growth opportunity. It allows you to fail forward, to use every setback as a setup for a comeback. It keeps you in a state of constant growth and evolution. Think about some of the most successful people in history. They all faced setbacks and failures, but what set them apart was their ability to maintain a positive mindset. They acted as if everything was always working out for them, even in the face of adversity. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of someone who believes everything is always working out. Every failure is just a step closer to success. Now, let's talk about the power of focus. Where your attention goes, energy flows. When you focus on how things are working out for you, you direct your energy towards creating more of those positive experiences. On the other hand, when you focus on problems and what's not working, you direct your energy towards creating more problems. It's like you're telling the universe, give me more of this. Start consciously directing your focus towards what's working in your life. Look for evidence of things working out for you. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. The more you focus on what's working, the more things will work out for you. This doesn't mean you ignore problems. It means you approach problems with a solution-focused mindset. Instead of dwelling on the problem, you focus on finding a solution. You trust that there is a solution and that you have the resources to find it. Let's talk about the power of your identity in this process. When you act as if everything always works out, you're not just changing your behavior, you're changing who you are at a fundamental level. You're becoming someone who expects good things to happen, someone who sees opportunities where others see obstacles, someone who trusts in the process of life. This shift in identity is powerful because your actions naturally flow from who you believe you are. When you see yourself as someone for whom everything always works out, you naturally take actions that create that reality. Start thinking of yourself as that person now. When you wake up in the morning, affirm to yourself, I am someone for whom everything always works out. Feel the truth of that statement in your body. Embody that identity throughout your day. Now, let's talk about the role of surrender in this process. Acting as if everything always works out doesn't mean you try to control everything. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It means you surrender to the flow of life. You do your part. You set intentions, take inspired action, and maintain a positive mindset. But then you let go of the need to control the outcome. You trust that the universe has a plan that's even better than what you can imagine. This surrender allows you to stay open to unexpected opportunities. It allows you to pivot when necessary without getting discouraged. It keeps you flexible and adaptable, which are crucial qualities in our ever-changing world. Remember, the universe has a much broader perspective than we do. What might seem like a setback from our limited viewpoint could be setting us up for something amazing that we can't even conceive of yet. When you truly surrender and trust that everything is always working out for you, you tap into a power much greater than yourself. You align yourself with the flow of life, and life starts to work for you instead of against you. Let's talk about the power of your environment in this process. Your environment, the people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, the places you spend time in, all play a crucial role in shaping your mindset. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your growth. Seek out information that reinforces the belief that everything always works out. Create an environment that nurtures your positive mindset. This might mean distancing yourself from negative people or limiting your exposure to negative news. It might mean seeking out inspiring books, podcasts, or videos. It might mean creating a physical space that feels uplifting and supportive. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who act as if everything always works out for them. Now, let's talk about the power of consistency in this process. Acting as if everything always works out isn't something you do once and then forget about. It's a daily practice. It's a way of life. It's about consistently choosing to see the good, to focus on solutions, to trust in the process of life. It's about repeatedly affirming your belief that everything is working out for you, even when circumstances seem to suggest otherwise. This consistency is what creates lasting change. It's what rewires your brain and transforms your life. It's what turns this mindset from something you do into who you are. So commit to this practice every day. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, even on days when you don't feel like it, especially on those days, because those are the days when this practice can have the most powerful impact. Remember, you're not just doing this for yourself, you're doing it for everyone whose life you touch. When you act as if everything always works out for you, you become a living example of what's possible. You inspire others to adopt this mindset. You contribute to raising the collective consciousness of humanity. Imagine a world where everyone acted as if everything always worked out for them. Imagine the level of innovation, creativity, and positive change that would emerge. Imagine the problems we could solve, the dreams we could achieve. That world starts with you. It starts with your decision in this moment to act as if everything always works out for you. It starts with your commitment to embody this mindset, to live it, to breathe it, to become it. For the next 30 days, act as if everything always works out for you. Wake up each morning and affirm this belief. Carry it with you throughout your day. Apply it to every situation you encounter. Watch what happens. Notice how your feelings change. Notice how your actions change. Notice how the world around you starts to change. And remember, this isn't about reaching a destination. It's about who you become along the way. It's about the joy, the growth, the adventures you experience as you live from this empowering belief. You have the power to create an amazing life. You have the power to make a positive impact on the world. And it all starts with this simple yet profound shift in perspective. Act as if everything always works out for you, because the truth is it does. Everything is always working out for you. Everything is always leading you towards your highest good. Everything is always preparing you for something even better. So step into that truth, live from that truth, become that truth, and watch as your life transforms in beautiful and unexpected ways. You've got this. Everything is working out for you. Everything is possible for you. The best is yet to come.